Hey there, G3XE here, and this is a continuation of the VidQuest series about Malam's Maze. If you aren't sure what this is, go ahead and jump on over to the first one to get the full story, but this is essentially a walkthrough of a campaign that you can run yourself and modify however you'd like for tabletop RPGs, most likely Dungeons & Dragons. Alright, so this one is going to have to do with the area around Fellhaven and Malam's castle, as well as traveling and what that's like. So, let me get my notes here. This is a very crude map. I'm currently drawing a better one, but this will do for this video. So here we have this dot is Fellhaven. It is the northmost settlement of whatever kingdom you choose to set this in. It's very rural, and it is lies upon the Fellhaven River that goes on down, and later on is very, very nice and full of life, and lots of settlements live on it. However, up here it's more isolated and gloomy. It goes up to this lake here, and on that lake, on its southern edge, I guess you would say, is Malam's castle. This distance is about 200 miles. 100 miles. About a 4 to 5 day travel at normal pace, according to the Player's Handbook, D&D 5th edition rules, right? So this squiggly area up here, all of this is the treacherous woods, and then far to this end is a mountain range that's nigh impassable. So this kind of boxed the players into a sort of sandbox. Now you can change it however you like. I'm gonna, I wouldn't railroad them if they wanted to see what was in there, but I'd probably just move something that I have prepared elsewhere to that location or something. And finally down here is the Dark Root Fens, which is a swampy area. Very dangerous, right? So this dot here is what I referred to earlier in, I think, the first video of Crumble Maw Mine, an abandoned mine that actually has a secret underground. Well, first you go into the abandoned mine, then you go lower into the abandoned mine, which takes you into a cave system, which then takes you to a secret underground tunnel that leads to the dungeon of this castle. So it's an alternate route in if the players don't want to approach, just right to the front doors and the view of the red dragon who dwells there now. Now, like I talked about before, they figured this out through rumor and other stuff. Down here in the fens is where the thief hired by the apprentice to the one mystic arcane wizard guy in Fellhaven to steal an artifact from that wizard perish. So he was hired by the apprentice to steal the artifact for the apprentice because the apprentice was tired of being mistreated and wanted to rebel in some way, so he plotted to steal this small ring, sell it, and, party hardy with the gold or something. Now, the thief, figuring out how, after stealing this ring, how powerful it was, decided to make off with it himself, and, not knowing the area, wandered east into the fens, the Darkroot Fens, which are very dangerous, and that's where he died. Now, that's the hardest rumor to figure out, and the clues are the hardest to put together, but if they are able to do that and go retrieve it, that is where the Ring of Unburning, which gives you immunity to all fire damage, lies, which obviously will help a great deal in fighting a red dragon. So, traveling. If they're in just the regular vale, which is all the space that's not the swamp or the forest, traveling is fairly alright, right? So this is hills, plains with tall grass, usually cloudy and cold. What I would do for the system is roll a d20 for each day of travel, add the highest survival skill bonus of any of the party members. Now, if they get a 5 or below, they are going to be attacked by monsters, and we'll have a different video about the different monsters in the area. And this could be bandits, could be orcs, and then if they actually roll a natural 1, I have it set to that the red dragon flies overhead and spots them. Now that would require that no one have it even a +1 in survival, and I haven't had the players make their characters yet, so I don't know if it's possible or not. But for now it is possible. If they get a 6 through 10, it is inclement weather, which causes them to go half speed. So this is storminess. It's freezing cold. It's whatever. If they get an 11 to 15, nothing of note happens. If they get a 16 to 20, they find they spot another group of NPCs, which could either be other adventurers going after the same thing they are, or just friendly, wildling type people, from like Game of Thrones type wildlings. It could be anyone, just essentially someone so that if they're injured or if they need supplies or whatever, someone that they could trade with, parlay with, gain information from. Could even be monstrous type things that are friendly, like a little goblin who gives them news. On a 20, I will give them a clue to one of these key things, right? So it'll be another clue about the Crumble Mall mine or the artifact, or a clue about how to get through the castle, which again will be in a further video. Now, if they're walking around in the treacherous wood, it is instead a 15 or less on that same type of roll that they are attacked by some sort of beast. Giant snakes, owl bears, dire wolf packs. These are the type of things you're likely to find in these dark woods. If they get a 16 to 19, there's nothing of note. Now, you could still describe the hard scrabble traveling type thing that you have to do to get through these thick woods, but nothing really terrible happens. And on a 20, they are able to find a hidden treasure trove of just someone who thought that it would be safe in a little knot between a tree or something like that. You could change any of these. This is just how I'm doing it. Now the fins, the dark root fins, are the most dangerous out of all of these biomes, I guess, if you want to call them. There is a green hag that lives in there, and if they roll a 5 or less on that day travel thing with the survival bonus, then they come into contact with that green hag. Now, I have it where my players are starting at level 3 and will be at level 5 when they fight the dragon about. And this is going to be a dragon wormling, but I'm calling it a teen dragon. It's actually kind of a mix between the young dragon and dragon wormling stats. So yes, the green hag might catch them. They could also get stuck in the mud if they roll a 10. Okay, so they get attacked by twig blights and other such bullywog swamp creatures like that if it's a 10 to 6. If it is a 15 or 11 to 15, they are either stuck in the mud, come across sulfuric ponds, just really difficult traveling, difficult terrain. And then as a reward, their reward, if they get a 16 to 20, is nothing of note, right? So the best case scenario is that they're just able to barely get through without, succumbing to illness or getting attacked by some sort of swamp monster. So the swamps are very dangerous to travel into, obviously. That is traveling and the area around. The Fellhaven, and it's the castle that is to its north. I'll see you in the next one.